Welcome, everyone. This is the weekly Sakai Morpheus check-in on Tuesday, November 24th at 12 p.m. Eastern Time, -5 GMT. So I pasted the Etherpad link in the chat. I don't know if everyone sees that. Let me see if everyone's logged in. Not everybody's logged in. So if you want to log in where the Etherpad is, you're welcome to do that. And I think we were going to, Eduardo, if you are ready, I think we were going to have you show what you came up with from the feedback from last week. Is that right?
Okay.
Let me give you presenter mode. There you go.
Here.
I'm going to mute.
Well, can you see it?
Yeah, I can see it fine.
Okay, perfect. Well, what we said last week, I'm going to open it. I think I have it here. Here. So I have both parts. Here. Well, I've been modifying the last mix-up, and I've put the link nav, the navigation for the sites, again in the top instead of on the left, like in the New York University version. And because everybody thought that it was right, and more things. By now, I've left the tag on the tool down the icon to make it more compact. And if we get the consistent breadcrumbs like Jeff has sent me a minute ago, we can remove the tool name. This announcement is inside the tool, not the tool name. And for now, I left the refresh button here. I put home, but it would be refresh, and I add the text of New York University version because it was clear and I forgot to add in the version of last week. And here too, the background more artistic, like Chuck said, and it's in progress. But I think I need to make these lines more contrast because this gray is not very clear. Instead, background and the foreground. And for the mobile version, with the breadcrumbs, with the full breadcrumbs, I've removed the tool name too, like we said, and I've been thinking if we could improve a little the accessibility. Today Matt is not here, but I think he would like it, because with this part of the bottom menu for the thumbs, we can add a couple buttons like I've been doing in another project, and it worked very well, to make easier to our users to modify the font size of the mobile version, and I think we can add to in the desktop version, not just for the mobile, but in the first place, I think it would be more useful in the mobile because the screens are too much tiny, and if we need another buttons, we can add here. I've put just 3 dots because it would be a submenu, but if we just need a button more, it could be here, or even 3 or 4 buttons it would be a space for 3 or 4 buttons. Yeah, and well, in the desktop version, I thought I want you to say if I'm right or not, or if we need to change it. Instead, having the profile link in the same row of logout and the link tab to make more space for the sites. I moved it to the second row because the breadcrumbs with the site name and the tool name, maybe the font size needs to be bigger, but I think this would be more space to sites if we put here the link for the profile. And I don't know if the home button to my workspace should be in the link nav from the top or just in the breadcrumbs, because there was sense to make my workspace another site and then the tool. And if Jeff and the people in New York University finally can get for 11 the complete breadcrumbs in add or merge after the tool name, it would be pretty clear here with a lot of space. And in the mobile version, maybe put the breadcrumbs even in 2 lines if we see there's more space needed or something like that. And in the mobile version, I put again the profile in the top, just because there is more space here than in the breadcrumbs, or maybe in all sides of the tool list. I think there is more space here, but maybe more space needed here, because our users maybe log out trying to open the submenu, but it is easily modified. So what do you think? Any questions?
Yeah, I have a question. This is Neil. On that view you're showing right now, I see a jump to tools list. Where did the, oh, there's the site. So it's just, I have a bad lighting in my office here. It's too bright. Okay, I see it. And so what were you thinking might be the other buttons? So one button is for the text increasing, and the other button is for just if we decide we want to add other things, or?
Yeah, in a project I've been doing, and there was a button with the font size, and the other button was, well, there was 2 buttons. One for contact the development team or the user support, and another button in a submenu right here in 2 steps, 2 clicks, and another button was for completely modifying the skin. darker skin instead of lighter skin with white white typography and in black background for night vision. But I don't know if Sakai wants the two version or not. So I just left here the button. I wanted to Matt Claire to be here, but he's not. To to ask him if he thinks if another button would be cool for accessibility. I can send him a mail, and if he have any idea, I can add to the mockup.
If we do that one, I'm thinking it might be nice that we could put our copyright notice there too. Maybe even an acknowledgments. Maybe even an acknowledgments to the community. You know, if we do that, if we do the 3-button thing, if we do that little extra button thing, maybe that could be something. Like I wouldn't do that just to have a, you know, something that shows the copyright notice or something that's acknowledgments. But if we're doing it anyway, that might be an interesting use if other people agree.
Okay, I can send the email for the mail list and wait for for the answers.
And I guess my other comment was I wasn't clear that, you know, I thought we did like the NYU, a lot of things in the NYU. I wasn't clear we had figured out exactly the elements or said that the top row was better than the side. I don't really know that I have a strong opinion on that, but I'm not sure if we had really come to a consensus around the sites. Yeah, I'm not sure if we had decided, oh yeah, we want to keep it that way or wanted to go on the left. I don't remember. Maybe I do have the recording, I think, from last week. I didn't post it because I don't remember if.
I think the left side was discarded.
Yes, absolutely. I was checking it on Etherpad from last week, and yes, the left menu.
I'm back. Sorry, my audio went out.
I think here in the University of Murcia we will use it because we need it, but there I can share it later for the community if anyone wants to use it. But the main skin was decided to be with the sides on top.
Yeah. It was seen as too many modules, to get to actually the tool, you had to go through too many columns. Yeah. Hard to explain without an image, but but yeah, it was discarded. I believe.
Okay. And the other thing I remembered from last time, maybe incorrectly, but I guess NYU, I guess you guys are working on the breadcrumbs part, because I thought that what I remembered was that the main thing, it sounded to me like the breadcrumbs was going to be a lot of work, maybe wouldn't get into 11, but that you were working on the sites, so you could do like favorites and the search option, that sort of thing.
Yeah, so this is Jeff. So yeah, we're working on the favorites bit right now. So we're excited about that. And then breadcrumbs, we're scoping out that work to see how involved it will be. I mean, as I'm looking at this, I'm wondering, I mean, we might, even if we don't get down to the, well, we call it, well, the tab, you know, level in the breadcrumb, you know, maybe having the breadcrumb with site and tool name and forgoing the refresh button, which in all the usability testing we've done, you know, usually pops out as a, you know, like what is refresh, what is reset, and it just seems like a throwback to what's it called, iframes. So I mean, maybe even without that, the a breadcrumb at the site name and tool name makes sense. But we're scoping out what it would take to get down to that that tab level, and we'll let folks know. It's so quiet.
Yeah, I was gonna say that there is some discussion also on the chat.
There is a doubt in the chat, and I was writing.
Oh.
Juanjo Meroño was saying, where should we put the subsites?
I was asking about the subsites and where to put it.
I'm thinking to add them to the breadcrumbs, to the complete breadcrumbs, but put a tool with the subsites tool, like a submenu in Sakai there is a list inside the tool menu with the subsites. Well, we can keep it.
Hi, everyone. So this is Cowlife. So I have a question regarding the breadcrumbs, too. I'm wondering whether it would be really useful to have the first part of the breadcrumb be my workspace. Because I think in terms of breadcrumbs, it sort of makes sense that you can click on the tool name to reset the name. You can click on the site name to go back to the first tool in the site. But the sites are listed on the top of the screen, and my workspace is right up there, or home, or whatever it would be called. So I'm thinking that if you're clicking on that home button, you might be thinking that that's going to take you again to the first page in a given site, but to jump you to another site entirely might be confusing for folks.
Yeah, maybe we can add the text with the label of my workspace and remove it from the top. What do you think? Maybe that way make more clear to our users.
Yeah, I think that to me that would be cool, way clearer. Also, I think didn't we come up with a different name for my workspace because we thought that was not clear? I thought we had come up with a different name for that.
Yeah, give me a second. I'm going to open Photoshop, and I can modify it on the fly.
Okay. It's not my recollection, anyways. We had a different. We all agreed that my workspace wasn't really clear. I thought.
Yeah, I thought we just landed on it being home. So I think.
Yeah. Yeah, it was something like home.
Yeah, I think currently in Trunk, the words "my workspace" were just replaced with a little home. I kind of like that, in the tab bar at the top, because it is a site, and having it as a home icon takes up less space in that top bar. I guess to Kyle's point, so I mean the breadcrumb is sort of a hierarchy. So I guess I don't. I guess I lean towards the site that you're in being the starting point of that hierarchy, because the site isn't somehow within my workspace. The tool is within that site, but another site name is not subordinate to my workspace because my workspace is another site. So I guess my feeling is home should be up there. You know, whether we call it workspace or just have the home icon, I mean that's either or. I think schools could decide whether they put text in there, but
Okay.
I sort of vote for the site name being the starting point of the breadcrumb. I think if we were to get rid of the reset button, yeah. So I like that because it is indeed, you know, another site. And then, yeah, and then I wonder about, yeah, let's see. If then we still need the reset button if we're going to give them the tool. I mean, to get back to the top, just a quick anecdote. So when I was over in Shanghai at the campus there, we were meeting with, you know, the instructional technologists.
Yeah.
But
If we add the link to the tool here, the reset button would be necessary, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just a quick just a quick little story on that. So we had somebody demonstrating Sakai to, you know, this group of, you know, leadership over in Shanghai, and he kind of got to a point where he said, oh, you know, this is really weird. I have to click on this refresh button to get back to the top, and I can't click on the tool in the left menu. Well, I know now in Sakai 11 you can click on the tool name again in the left menu and get back up to the top. So I think with being able to click on it in the left menu, being able to click on it in the breadcrumb, I think that's enough to say, hey, no more reset button. Do folks agree with that?
Yeah.
I said, yeah.
I agree with it. The only thing I'm concerned is like, you know, if everyone will understand that, like, I think it will take me only 1 second to understand that, but we have some, you know, really, yeah, like users that, yeah. But I mean, yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I mean, I was heartened to see, you know, somebody, you know, sort of saying, oh, let me get back to where I started by clicking on the left menu button or clicking on the tool in the breadcrumb. And Canvas actually does it that way with, you know, with both the left-hand menu and the breadcrumb. So I don't think it would be sort of, you know, out of the norm to do it that way.
Yeah. Yeah, the only downside that I see is like people like saying like, "Oh, we've been for 5 years. We've been using that button. Where is it right now?"
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. Well,
we just keep telling everyone like, "Do you see the reference button? Just click on that."
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think it's, you know, sometimes old habits.
Yeah, definitely. That's
yeah.
For me, it was weird the first time to use it. So.
Yeah. I think people will adjust.
Yeah, definitely.
This is Neil. I'll start. I haven't started taking notes, but if we have any decisions or any, at least in this group, because we might want to have a little more input. Like I noticed Dr. Chuck isn't on the line, for example, that sort of thing. But at least for what this group sort of has any consensus on, I'm happy to put that in the, you know, the notes so that we have a reference. So. So let me know when we got a sense of consensus on different things. So we think, do we have consensus, for example, on having the home button, the My Workspace button, really just be a home button in the top top row there?
Yeah, that seems to be.
Okay, so I'm going to start writing down some of the things that we at least have consensus on this call, and then I'll see if we can get some broader input. So consensus on call, which should be a little line. And the first thing is My Workspace. Your workspace is now considered home and represented by a home icon in the top row of sites. on the far left. Does that sound right? So that's one thing. And then the other thing we were talking about was breadcrumbs, right? And the refresh button. So can someone summarize if there and see if we have like a consensus of people on the call? Let's see. What was the general consensus on the breadcrumb? Breadcrumbs.
One thing is to use them as a refresh button, right? Like the new.
Okay. So we're going to remove the old refresh button?
Yep.
Or at least that's what we're thinking. Okay. Okay. Anything else about that? I know that NYU is doing a feasibility on this, right? So we're not for sure doing breadcrumbs, right?
Well, I think that regardless of whether we can do breadcrumbs down, I mean, real quick. So doing breadcrumbs down to the tab level can be a little difficult, and we're scoping that out. But just doing it to the tool level, I think, is fine. That shouldn't require any work, because essentially clicking on the tool name, whether you do it in the breadcrumb or in the left-hand menu, will have the same effect as the reset button.
Okay, gotcha. Breadcrumbs at least to the tool level.
Yep.
Because it's equivalent to having a refresh button.
Yep. So that shouldn't require anything special.
Right. It's just changing what it says there.
Yeah.
Refresh icon. Okay. Anything else about the breadcrumbs?
I mean, I think that, somebody brought up the link to parent site. And I guess some people use that. I don't think we use it much, but I mean, and maybe Eduardo said, having, the parent site name to the left of the current site. I agree with that, because it's truly a hierarchy, right? So yeah. If that's a parent site, then show it to the left of the breadcrumb, and I think you've solved that problem.
Yeah, that's like a really common use case here. Like we have parent sites for like the master program, let's say, and then all the courses are a child of that site.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
Okay, so the breadcrumb, if we do a breadcrumb, the parent site name will be to the left of the current site in the breadcrumbs. Okay.
Oxford also use that a lot.
And if it starts having breadcrumbs, I suspect it's one of those things that more people will end up using, because it will be more obvious what the relationship is. So what else did I miss? Let's see. So just trying to capture like the consensus on the call. I see there's things in chat. There are some tools that didn't include cancel or back button to navigate back. So if the refresh button is removed, the user should use the browser back button, is the question. Oh, but I think we have a alternative for the refresh button, which is the tool name, right?
Right.
And then let's see, Sean writes, I know the skin contest judges like the colors of the blurred background bar, but I don't think we need that space to be taken up by the bar anymore. I think we could move the breadcrumbs into the tools area like NYU Skin Design and move the profile link back up to the top bar beside the logout button.
Yeah, there's a problem with that. If we move the profile, I'm going to do it. Profile. In the moment I found the folder, just 1 second. We move profile here. Just right here. I think we lose a lot of space, because there is just 3 sites in the top bar. I don't know. I want to give more space for sites.
Oh, I see. I see. Where you're putting the profile, the instructor top down. Gotcha.
I liked it there when I saw it in the first moment.
Where it is now, over on the same bar with the breadcrumbs.
Yeah, but I don't know if that's if that's good for usability or for.
That's something else that keeps popping in my mind is that there's a few things we'd like to get feedback on. We could probably ask the UX group to do a usability test for us.
Yeah, sure.
And that might be better than just sort of going on our best guess. Let's see. So I'm not sure I hit all of Sean's comments there. I noticed things like the colors of the I don't believe the space for the bar anymore.
I want to ask for the tools on the bottom, for the accessibility tools. And yeah, maybe the refresh button should be tested for UX. I don't know. Maybe with the links on the toolbar and on the breadcrumb should be enough, but it should be tested.
You say that again, please? I was trying to think about, it seems like we have a question about that.
Simple.
And
I'm thinking what Sean is saying about grouping the logout on the profile, and I can make a test. I'm thinking, because I'm thinking if, for example, we can, it's just a very fast test, but yeah, I'm looking for the folders. 1 second. Site name, yeah. Site name and the shape, no. Other site here. Profile. Maybe here. Profile here. And the site, not the shape. Changing colors, of course, but maybe this way with the Sakai logo here. Breadcrumbs. And with different colors or whatever, but maybe this is clear for our users or not. Yeah, what Juanjo says is like, yeah, and they, 1 second. Are you saying like Google does? Yeah? Okay. Yeah. Google works in that way. We can copy them. I'm going to see if Facebook, for example,
yeah, it's the same way.
The same way? Oh, okay.
I mean, yeah. Like you have to.
About. Yeah.
You go to
I think Facebook never wants you to leave, but it's a different scope. But yeah. I don't know if I can do it so fast, but I'm going to try. Give me a second. Here. Where's logout? Where is logout? Right here. Okay. I got lost with all these layers I have. And here. Something like this, but with the rest of the options. Photo, maybe something like this. Preacher, of course. This is so ugly, but something like that.
I wonder if it should have then a different
with
icon.
With the name is okay. I'm going to. Okay. Here, maybe a little.
I wonder if we do that, we should have a different icon. Oh, I guess if you put the name there, then it will be obvious. If you didn't have a name there, then I think then it wouldn't be clear with that little arrow that it brings up all those options, right? But if you have the name there, it looks, and with the arrow, it looks like maybe there's something there.
Yeah. Today, the rest of the options, I don't know what are right now, but yeah, the 4 or 5 options.
Right. That's right. Right, and definitely.
This is no problem. I open it and yeah. I play. Or less.
So the other question let's make sure we finish with this one. So, yeah, it is actually pretty cool to have the live editing thing going on. Play around.
I mean,
I don't know how much, I would assume that's not a lot of work, but it sounds like that would be some development work, right? That's not something that can be done through CSS. Right?
Just a little modification on the velocity. There's not too much work. Don't say that, Juanjo. I'm working on home a lot of times. Not right now, but a lot of times. I'm a workaholic.
I was wondering if anyone has ideas for how the site, like because right now like for example the home with the square, like right now the white on top of the black, like how to put that and look better. Maybe the home could just get rid of the white part and make the home icon white, which that would be an option. But how about the other sides, like the blue and the white ones? Like right now I see like I like square things, like that was the initial design of Morpheus, but right now I see it like, yeah, I look at it and I don't see it right. So that now that we are somehow brainstorming things, like anyone has an idea or suggestion?
Are you talking about mostly the colors?
Yeah, the colors and maybe even the square thing. Like, I don't know. For me, it just doesn't look too right now.
Right. Yeah,
Like
I think it would look better
the house,
almost.
the house thing, I see it clear. Like, you could get rid of the white thing and just leave it as an icon. I think it was like that in the previous version.
And Uday is right, and so yeah, there's some discussion in the chat, I see.
Yeah, there is a lot of change.
Yeah, I'm with Uday also, like Shoni saying, like
Make it white and blue with no background.
yeah, to remove the background of the house.
Oh, okay. I get lost.
Background of the house is white. If you remove that, it will turn black, and you won't see anything. Maybe I don't understand.
Oh yeah, but I mean, you make the house white.
Make the house white. Okay, yeah, that would look better. If the house is white, it makes more sense. That's perfect. People have to guess.
The White House, yeah.
Where is he? No.
A special edition for US elections.
Here. I've lost the layer. Here. And here.
That's much better. Yeah.
That's actually pretty similar to OAE right now, I think. OAE
yeah.
OAE has a house. I mean, the same house, yeah, on the left corner. They have the logo in the middle. I don't know if I can share. Let me see. Maybe I can share.
The only thing I've seen a little weird for me is the logo and next the house with no space and no differentiation. But I don't know right now how to do it. yeah. And maybe something more than a space, but yeah. Yeah. We need to separate it. So, here. Yeah.
Will we'll get rid of the Sakai logo and put their own branding. That's for sure. Which is funny that the marketing discussions, some of the classes, they say, oh, the problem is nobody knows it's Sakai, and we say, well, that's by intention that they're allowed to, that's one of the features that you can make it your own system. It's hard for marketing people to get a understanding of that. How about a giant Sakai logo, really lightly shaded behind the whole background? We really brand it. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what I was talking about from the OAE. That's a screenshot with inside OAE.
And open it.
Right, where you don't see OAE anywhere on it. There's nowhere that says this is the open academic environment except at the bottom.
Yeah, it only says that That it's, yeah. So there's no logo of well, you have the institution logo on top, in the middle, and then you have the two buttons. One is to go home, and the other one is about notifications. And then on the right is a logout. That's about it. I mean, Sakai is more complicated than OE, so
Yeah.
a lot more.
What happened to the dashboard idea? Is that what contenidos doesn't mean dashboard, does it?
No, is contenidos is lesson builder.
yeah,
But I've taken a screenshot from announcements. I'm going from here to there, just taking screenshots.
Okay.
The tool is just one screenshot in 2 layers.
yeah. Don't ask him to click on the buttons.
Yeah, I can speak to that, Neil. So with the home icon at the top and us talking about that as home, what we proposed is making the current home in sites, renaming it dashboard, because we have talked about making what's currently known as the dashboard tool the new home, but I don't think we're quite there yet. But I think that having home at the top and having home in a site the way it is now is confusing. So what we propose is rename the current home in a site to dashboard, rename the dashboard tool to activity streams, and then in the next version of Sakai, assuming we're not going to push them together now, we can kind of merge those into one tool named dashboard. But if we can call that first tool in a site dashboard, we eliminate that confusion of having multiple homes and there's only one home, which seems to be kind of the norm in web applications.
Okay, I see it. I do a big plus one.
Yeah. What do other folks think?
Well, I'm gonna channel Adam Marshall a little bit here, although it's really out of scope. But I think he's mentioned several times the idea of using lessons as like the home. But that's a whole nother level of discussion, right? What should really be the home?
Yeah,
I like the idea. Totally like the idea of not having two homes. I mean, I think having two homes is too confusing.
The discussion that Adam Marshall is, I haven't heard about that one, but we have an instructor that says exactly the same. But the problem with that is that you need instructors to actually take care of lessons, right? So that students, when they log into when they go to the site, they don't see a white page as a home.
Yeah.
So that only works when you have instructors that actually, work on their sites.
Yeah, that would be a problem.
Yeah, actually, I think it would be nice, and I don't think we have this in 11 now. I remember seeing somewhere where you can more easily change the icon associated with a tool, but with lessons, especially because it is such a flexible tool, it'd be cool if folks want to sort of take lessons and make it their home, which some people do that today. Maybe the ability to change the icon, although that's probably superficial, but yeah, I agree with that.
That's a good idea. I don't know if Charles Hedrick is aware of that. That could be a really good idea to implement for 11, to give them the ability to change the icon for lessons.
Yeah, and Kyle, do you remember where we saw that ability to change icons more easily? Was that in the sites tool?
I'm trying to remember. I think it was. Yeah, I think it was. Or
was it with LTI tools?
Oh yeah, there was a video from Chuck, something that Chuck. So something that has to do with LTI, where he was doing he was implementing somehow an option for people to pick up an icon.
Right. Yeah.
He showed something. I don't recall like what was exactly, but yeah, something related to him.
Yeah, so maybe in 11 now. I'm just looking. You might have the ability. You might already have the ability to change an icon. So that could be cool for lessons tool. So maybe that could satisfy Adam if we added that not only for LTI tools but also just for the lessons tool. And then you can make it at the top. But for most people, if they just that first page, if we should give them something canned. And so maybe the canned thing could, if folks are, okay with it, like having that as the dashboard, having the dashboards tool, activity streams, and then hopefully if we don't, if we can't do it by 11, by 12, we could make that into one sort of single, dashboard tool. I think what we talked about in the last PMC meeting at the conference was, the activity streams tool. Sorry, I just renamed it. What's currently the dashboard tool, being able to put some kind of just basic text editor within that. I think when we talked about it, somebody said that it was still there were still some. If you have a lot of activity in a site, there still might be some performance challenges, but I don't know if I'm making that up. So do folks agree on renaming the home to dashboard and dashboard to activity streams?
I definitely agree with at least renaming it dashboard. I mean, I guess tool I don't have, I'm not sure, but definitely renaming that home to dashboard makes a lot of sense to me.
Yeah, because I mean, it is a dashboard,
Yeah, it would be, Sean. If it was really customizable, that would be awesome. I think we're a long way from that. That would take a big. I think my sense is that would take a big project. I mean, but that would be very cool. Because I think that would be really, really cool. Because some of the instructors could kind of configure it the way they want, or students could configure their home dashboard, to see the things they really want to see, versus somebody telling them what they should see.
Yeah. The only problem that I see with that is the confusion that we might cause. Like, because everybody keeps talking about dashboard in 11, dashboard in 11, and then dashboard in 11 will become activity stream, and then dashboard in 11 will be what is right now home. So I don't know if we could come up with another name for renaming the actual home, right, where the synaptic tools are. So we leave on the side the dashboard name, and we just use activity stream for dashboard, which I would be fine with that. I mean, I think that it could be considered an activity stream, and then just use a different thing, which is not home for. Does it make sense? So we don't have a dashboard in 11 of something that was already there in 10, and then some new dashboard in 12, which it was actually named as dashboard. Yeah, I don't know if you see the confusion.
I'm a little confused now. I thought the way I thought what we were thinking of earlier was, even though the tool name and the home would be dashboard, I realize that's confusing, but to the users it doesn't matter, right? To the users, the important thing is that they have some place that's the main place they click on in a site. And so that could be named dashboard, even though we have a tool named dashboard. And then I thought what we were doing is combining the tool with the synoptic view in that one area until such time as.
Yeah, but I don't think that combining the tools will be ready for 11.
No, it won't be ready. So we wouldn't really combine them in terms of being one tool, but I thought we could combine them in terms of having them be on that same page. No?
Right, I see what you're saying.
So you mean having dashboard and the synoptics on the same page?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the synoptics, I think that dashboard might sort of replicate in some ways some of the functionality of the synoptic tools. So I don't know if we'd want both of them.
Okay, but yeah, but that could make sense. I think that, for example, is not considering the messages, forums and messages. I'm not sure it's
Right.
in dashboard.
Right. Okay. So maybe there are some synoptic tools that we don't. I mean, for example, announcements. I think announcements would be. I have to look at the synoptic tools again.
I think announcements is included in dashboard, right? And there's a synoptic for announcement that we could get rid of that one.
Right. And
the chat, also there's a synoptic for the chat, a synoptic for calendar, and a synoptic for message center, which includes forums and messages.
Yeah, so maybe we'll have to give a think around that this week as we're eating turkey in America. We can think about how these things might be combined. But I do like. I just want to comment that I like what Sean said in the chat about dashboard being editable and customizable. That's something that people have asked about, like, why can't I change what's on that home screen? So I like that idea. So maybe in the future, that dashboard screen, you can choose what activity feeds are on there, and you can have an editable text area. I think most people would agree that would be a great place to end up. It's just now it's a question of, what do we do in the interim between now and that end state.
Right. I notice it's a little after 1. I can meet a little bit longer, but I'm not making that assumption for others. So, Sean says, last I heard, home was going to stay in sites. Well, I think, Sean, we've been having this discussion about changing the home to say something else. I think we've talked about it a couple times. And dashboard going to be in my workspace. Oh, yeah.
Oh.
What is that? Yeah. But I thought we had both of those discussions. Maybe I'm wrong.
Which one?
About, there's the idea that when you're on the dashboard, and bring people's attention to a time, it's a little bit after 1. So if anyone has to go, that's cool, and I'm keeping recording it. If you're at my workspace, which we're now thinking about calling what? Home. That there would be on the home, your home space, you have the dashboard, which is currently called home, but it would really be your dashboard. And yeah, but I might be confused, Sean. I don't know. And and then I think there also has been the discussion about that. Well, now you have home, which really represents home for this, for the whole system for a user. So that's where I go for home. But then there will end up having 2 homes because you have the home for the site. So that's why I'm pretty sure we've discussed that could be confusing. It is confusing now. I think if you did a usability to somebody who wasn't really super familiar with Sakai, I think those concepts would be. I would suspect that would be confusing. So the idea, the goal is so that we understand there's this space that people can go to that's really like the main place you go when you're not on a site. It has special preferences and things that you can set there, and then you don't want to confuse people with the thing that's showing up in your site. Yeah, me too. The more I'm talking, the more confused I get. So, but I think everyone understands anyway, probably, right? I probably didn't have to say anything. So that is a good question, and we might want to revisit it, because I think we have had the discussion before, but I don't know that we've come to an absolute decision. So Sean writes, we have the My Workspace / home site with a dashboard tool. Oh, interesting. You've already got a dashboard tool? We have course and project sites with a home tool. Gotcha. I see. What do you, and you call My Workspace, you just call it My Workspace. We equal Sakai trunk. Oh, and Sakai master, you mean? Yeah, okay. So in master, that's the way it is now. Good to know. Okay. I'm going to take a look at that, logging in real quickly. Let's see. There's right. My Workspace, right. We have a little home icon representing, and the label's My Workspace for it, so that's interesting. So you're right, it's exactly right. It has the home icon, but it also calls My Workspace, and there's the dashboard. And then the site, you have home and dashboard. Huh. Both types of sites have both tools. My statements apply for the first tool in lists. So I think the point is that it's confusing, and we want to not have it be confusing. How's that?
Right, that's a conclusion.
That's the conclusion. It's confusing, and we don't want it to be confusing.
That should be our goal.
Yeah, that should be our goal. Yeah, we all agree it's kind of confusing, the whole terminology, yeah. Uday writes, I think we have to take feedback from teaching and learning folks, too, in this topic while deciding this is more than the Skinner or Morpheus. Yeah, I think that it would be good to get feedback from teaching and learning, and I think, again, I think we have a UX group, which is kind of like a splinter group off of TNL, and I'm sure they'd be willing to do some actual testing for us on some things. So we might want to think about making requests. If Wilma was here, I'm sure she would chime in and echo that. I know she's off this week. So, okay, well, like Jeff said, that's the thing we're not going to solve right today. But a good thing to think about and to have as a maybe a focus for our next discussion.
Yeah. If you're eating turkey, as the tryptophan goes into your blood and you get tired, just dream about these things, and you'll come up. We'll all come up with something.
And hallucinate, yeah. From the tryptophan, and dream, and right. You get the word of higher being will come channeled down to you. Answer this question. So. All right, well, I propose that we adjourn the meeting for today and wish everybody a happy holidays.
Yeah, happy holidays for you guys.
Happy holiday for you.
The only thing that we get here is the Black Friday, which is
yeah.
But we don't get the holiday. We don't get the holiday. Yeah, we just copy the things that we want.
Nice.
Nice. Okay, thanks everybody.
Yeah, thanks.
Thanks, goodbye.
Bye-bye.